Hello, folks. My name's Anthony Kerrigan, and tonight we are joined by Jason Dunn of KJ Hauntings. Hi, Jason.
Hello, how are you?
How you doing? So, folks, Kim can't make it tonight for personal reasons. She's a bit sick there, but we're great to have Jason on the show, and it's great to have you here on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So we'll be talking to Jason tonight about we'll be talking about the background of KJ Hauntings, also scariest locations or scariest location, and also the KJ Hauntings channel. If you have any questions you want to put forward to us, Jason, feel free to do so. You can put them on a post here. Also, you can go to our website, www.GhostÉire.net, go to the contact page. If you have a private message, just put on brackets private message. We're also live on the website, www.GhostÉire.net. If you just click on the GhostÉire channel, the red button, we're coming live through that as well. If you don't want to be on Facebook, sometimes it's a help, So also, if you're affiliated with any paranormal team or tourist attraction, feel free to name the team or the organization, and we'll give a shout out to you, because it's very interesting to know who you are, where you're from, and if you're angry about anything, just let us know as well. It's great to talk there as well. Caroline says, hi Caroline, how you doing? How you doing, Caroline? Hope you're doing well this Saturday there. So I know I forget the origin is on there, Jason, as well. So.
I know, yeah.
But we're not in it.
Yeah, Ireland's not in it. It's okay.
No. So also, folks, we have a competition tonight as well, where you have a chance to go into our Halloween mega draw. Be the first one to type the word which I'm going to give you after the first section, and have a chance to enter the draw. Also, hi Bridget, how you doing? Hi Bridget from Seekers of the Afterlife. Hope you're keeping well. And yeah, so first of all, we're going to talk to Jason about KJ Hauntings. Can you tell me a bit about the background? Now, you said about the COVID restrictions sort of helped you there. Is it kind of, did you have an inkling towards the supernatural paranormal before then?
Not really. I mean, myself and Kim, we were always into like scary movies and stuff like that, but it wasn't until lockdown, and obviously, we weren't allowed to leave the house. I think we'd exhausted all the programs on Netflix, all the films on Netflix. So we decided to look for scary things on YouTube, and we came across a lot of paranormal investigations on YouTube, similar to what we do now. And we were kind of both like, this can't be real, that they have to be faking that, or that it can't be. So we thought, we live in Ireland, we live in a city called Derry / Londonderry, which is steeped in history. So like, we're bound to have many haunted places around us. Why don't we go around where we live, go around Ireland, and have a wee look and see what we can kind of find? And that's kind of how we started.
And do you feel like did you have any religious kind of religious or beliefs beforehand? As in, did it change once you started investigating? Maybe even if you're like a medium, would you become more spiritual?
I was always on the fence and quite skeptical. And I would consider myself, and Kim would have considered herself, an atheist. And now we're maybe not so much, we're not too sure what we 100% believe now. I'm not sure religion wise that I would say I'm fully religious now, but I definitely think more about that, especially when we're out in investigations.
And was there any mentors, like maybe somebody you looked up to, that put you that sort of way, or maybe even a living, or maybe those in your past life?
To be honest, we watched other YouTubers, and that's kind of who we looked up to, especially in our investigations. One team we really liked on YouTube is Amy's Crypt. I don't know if anyone watches her, but she's from Australia, and she's another really legit person. Some YouTube videos we watch, and they're, a bit not believable, but hers are very, you know, you're not getting any faking and stuff with her. So she is someone who we really, really looked up to, especially at the start. But yeah, that's.
And when you first like going out these investigations, I'm just going back. I'm going to take you back to that first few minutes when you when you first went into a place there, because I can remember that it's coming back into my own. And the first few minutes, how were you feeling? I think everyone knows who investigates the paranormal. Well, you don't have to even investigate the paranormal. If those first few minutes when you're in that kind of location that's reputed to be haunted,
Absolutely terrified is the only thing that I can. It's the only word that comes to mind. Our first video, we went to a notoriously haunted location here in Derry called Boom Hall. So that was our first video we made, but that actually wasn't the first time we went out to try and do a paranormal investigation. We went to an old graveyard, and I wouldn't even get out of the car. You know, I would barely even turn on at the K2. I was that scared of it, but obviously I've come a long way.
I know. Is it? But has it got easier since then, or is it got? Are you going hell for leather with it, or is it more like you got a more? Has it got more structured, or has it got more? Is it you got more goals or aims since you first started?
It's a bit of everything. I'm a bit braver, location dependent. I'm a bit braver. Kim certainly got a lot braver, and we're also, you know, oh God, we have to film. We do have to do this because we have to get a video out for a certain date. You know, we're on a really strict schedule. So we know kind of really far in advance where we're filming and what date that video is going to come out. And because I have a particularly hectic work schedule apart from that, we kind of really do need to stick to it. So yeah.
Yeah, I know deadlines are very hard to. It's when, especially things, you know, especially these days. There, I know myself. With, you know, we get these even sickness or person in the family gets sickness. There, it throws you back and knocks you a couple of days out.
It does, yeah.
A few more shout outs there. Mary from Back in Time. Hi, sis. How you doing? From Mary from Back in Time Paranormal Investigators. How you doing, sis? David, Cats on a Yacht. How you doing, bro? How you doing? David's around Scotland now at the moment there. I'm
just taking some of these names down so that I can check these all out when I'm.
Oh yeah, go ahead there. I will be this is recorded anyway. There. Thankfully we are, aren't we? Joanne says, "Hi, how are things? How are you both?" Same to you there, Joanne from Seekers of the Afterlife. Myra McCoob. I'm sorry now if I pronounced the name wrong there. Hi, how are you doing? So going back to KJ Hauntings, the background of it there. Do you feel yourself, like, because yourself and Kim are a couple there, do you feel yourself you hit off each other there, and do you get for ideas on what to do or places to go?
Yeah, definitely. We definitely work as a team, and we definitely feed off each other. Especially at the start, I knew if Kim was scared, Kim wouldn't have been too scared at the start. And I knew if she was scared, then there was reason to be scared. And it's quite different when, you know, we have a couple of people that we go out with. They're not necessarily on the team, but Kim's sister and cousin like to come out with us. And it's like a totally different experience when we're with them than when it's just the two of us. Like we can read each other really well. She knows when I'm scared. I know when she's scared. She knows when I'm hearing something or seeing something, you know. She knows when to be quiet. You know, we both know when to kind of be quiet around each other.
True.
And that's kind of something that we just kind of had that from the start. It's not something we kind of thought about consciously.
It put us on the right path. Our partners do.
Yeah.
They do, you know. Yeah. Helena says, "Hi, Helena. How you doing, sis? There, Helena. There. How you doing, sis? You're going to be talking at a convention next year. There. Sorry about that last night. Now, Helena, I'm sorry if I'm apologising on air there. I was shattered there, but I hope you all had a great day, evening there last night. Monica McCready, hi Jason.
Hi Monica.
Hi Monica. Hope you're having a fine Saturday evening. The voting for the Eurovision is not till later, so that's when the real good stuff starts there. So.
No point watching now.
But because we're going to be showing some video clips later on now, this is going to be interesting there, so you can put your opinions down, and there's going to be a couple of pictures as well that Jason and Kim caught on their investigations as well. What also do you think? So do you speak about hitting off each other and all that there? Like, do you feel? Would you do it with, or would you be open to work with other teams? I know we were talking about it before we came on air. Would you work with other teams in that way? Would it be hard?
Yeah, well, we have done a few investigations with other teams, and I do love it. It's great, but it's always just hard to know, what everybody's teams work different, don't they? And I find you're very much trying not to step on their toes, and they're probably not trying to step on your toes. And because we essentially make YouTube videos out of our investigations, we probably conduct our investigations a wee bit differently. Like, we very much talk to the camera during our investigation, and sometimes other people might not like the amount of talking we do during investigations. So, but yeah, we've worked with in the past, and we will continue to work with other groups in the future.
It's interesting, like you said that though, because you talk, I suppose, like going back, like people like are hosting shows on TV, like I could say like Most Haunted in the past there, or you're actually the way you're describing something happening there and how you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a spirit on the outside there, you're actually getting to know you more.
Yeah.
Or getting to know what you're feeling, because you're describing what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Instead of being an investigator being in a room on themselves, they're not actually describing what they're feeling there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless they're being recorded,
Yeah.
So just a few more shout outs there. Catherine. Hi, Catherine. How you doing?
Hi.
Catherine, how's it? How you doing?
Kim's sister.
All right, cool. Hi, Catherine there. So, folks, yeah, I go pass you on to we're going to do in the next subject now, which is Scariest location. But first of all, we've got a competition. So it's the Halloween mega draw coming up in Halloween, obviously. So with a chance to go into it, and I'll give Jason a chance as well later to go into it as well, and maybe give it have an option as well for Kim, because unfortunately you can pick for Kim as well. I need the first person to type down the word. Get ready, folks. You don't have to do this, Jason. You can relax there.
No, I let the others.
Let them do it there. No, I need you to type the word castle. So CASTLE. I think that's how you spell it. So castle is the word. So type the word castle, and be in the chance to go into a Halloween mega draw. Nobody has in it yet, so that's great if you can guess right there. Oh God, they're all coming in now. Joanne, you're the first one. Joanne's got it right there, and then Myra is next there. Where's my pen? I've lost my pen. So Joanne and Myra. Okay. So so stay tuned in a couple of about another 20 minutes or so there, and then we have a chance to go into our Halloween mega draw. Sorry, Mary, you're a bit too late. Brian from Belfast Paranormal Investigator says, hi guys, how you doing? I'm looking forward to seeing you soon as well, Brian there. So next we're going to show you a bit of video footage. This is going to be from, I think it's an abandoned site there. It's an abandoned house, and if I put the video up during the week there, folks, there. But if you want to, you can see it now. I'm going to play it now, and keep your eyes peeled, and see. Tell us what you see there as well. So I'm just going to put it up here. So this is an abandoned building, and it's Jason will tell us more about what's happening there and what happened with it.
Out. Out.
We do not give you permission to follow us at all in any way. You have to stay here. That was fun.
That was.
What's that wee boy? What's that wee boy?
Okay, I hope everyone got that there. So can you tell us what was happening there in case people didn't see it or quite quickly there, Jason?
Yeah, so that was, there's a house not far from us, and it's called the highest house in Derry, just from where it sits. And we were investigating, and in that clip there, from the clip you can see I actually zoom into it, and I don't know why I zoomed into that area. I don't know. I was just literally, I don't know if I seen it myself and zoomed in, but just something kind of told me to zoom in there. And it wasn't until we were editing afterwards that we noticed that kind of the black figure silhouette. And in the pictures to the side of it, that was from us exiting a few seconds later, and there was nothing standing there. Yeah. So that was, and I mean, that was on their third or fourth investigation, I think. So that was quite, I think that was like first time we really like believed in what we were doing. And couldn't really explain it away, you know.
I've got a couple of pictures there as well, because there's a stills there as well.
Yeah.
There, Kim gratefully there passed on to us there, so people can get to see there if you want to looking back on it again later on. So here we have it. Oopsie daisy, where we got it? Where am I going? Sorry. Technology there. So this is was this before?
That's at the point I zoomed in. Yeah.
Okay.
That's afterwards. Yep.
That's afterwards there, and as you can see there, you would see that you can see that it's like, is that a block in the middle, or like a kind of?
I think it's like a bath. I think that was like an empty bath. Yeah.
Oh, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see the difference then as well there, because I looked at the footage myself there, and it was like, wow, that looks amazing there.
It's more that it's blocking the lights behind. You know, you can see the lights from the city in the distance, and then you can see all the lights. Then it was really, really odd.
Yeah, that looks amazing there. It's interesting there. There's some things like you can't explain there, and so it's just I've seen, sorry, I got a bike going behind me in the estate, but it's some things you can't explain. It's like a bike going around in a cul-de-sac. But it's the picture. It looks amazing. As you said, you would see the lights in the background there, and this darkness is coming in the foreground there. The shadow of it looks like a person there.
Looks like a hooded figure to me.
Say that again, Jason.
It looks like a hooded figure. To me, that's kind of maybe like a man or a monk, we thought, but a man's hat, a bowler shape, yeah.
Yeah, Myra says, I think that figure has a man's hat, a bowler shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely different, and I was going to say there, going back to, so we're going to talk about the scariest location. So this brings us on to the scariest location there, Jason.
Yeah.
Can you tell us where is the scariest location you've done? Would this be it?
Surprisingly not. That's scary, but we only noticed that after the fact that we had been there. So for me, the scariest location, while we have been there, is the theater, and that's the theater I work in. So,
Okay.
and I've always, long before we started doing the paranormal investigations, I had always felt like there was something there, and anyone else in the building will, they joke about it and they're like, oh yeah, it's haunted, and they call him George the Ghost and things like that. But it wasn't until we actually went there to investigate that I was like, right, no, this definitely. And even now, because of my job, often I have to close at night.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying. Like, it really is. There's just something not nice there. I think there's a lot of spirits there, but one in particular isn't very nice. The building beside it used to be part of the old workhouse.
Okay.
That sat on that site, and it was also part of the Waterside Fever Hospital.
Oh right, okay. All right, so there's a lot of stuff happening around it.
Yeah, when they were actually building, there's flats in around the area as well. When they were building the flats, which are literally, between here and the back wall, they did the theater. They found bodies. They found remains.
Okay.
So.
And I suppose the theatres are a very hot spot there. I suppose in the south there, but I've done a few investigations. Theatres, most of those to be the last one, and the Athenaeum, and everyone knows it's a hotbed. There's something about it there. It's just complexity of paranormal activity leaves you.
Yeah.
I did have hair a couple of weeks ago, but it all came out. Got me scratching a bit more.
Isn't it weird that all theatres seem to be haunted? It's really, there'd be like some sort of investigation in that alone,
Yeah.
Why all theatres seem to be haunted.
Yeah, I suppose a great survey would be do. I was just going to say that theatres are more haunted than any castle there is or anything like that, But it's a great, it's interesting there. And did you have before? So I know you probably because you worked there, but did you have any? Say Kim maybe. Obviously you've investigated it together, have you?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
And would Kim have had any intrepidation beforehand going and investigating? Did she have any weird sensations or intuitive?
Yeah, I don't. The odd time Kim would come down and meet me after work, or during work to drop in lunch or something for me, and she would never. And this is before we even investigated or, thought about the paranormal, and she would never to be left alone in it. In any part of it. And actually before all this, people visiting the theater, companies coming in, there's a dressing room in particular that holds it's just a really weird energy. And I've had people say to me, what's with that dressing room? I can feel something, I've seen something in that dressing room. And without a doubt, everyone's talking about the same dressing room. It's really odd.
And I suppose did you change has it changed for yourself and Kim after doing this location? But after doing as it's the scariest location you've done, has it made you feel more you want to find out more answers, more goals? Has it put you back a bit,
Yeah, it has definitely made me want to find more answers, and especially in relation to the theater itself. And because I feel like anytime we have investigated it, we've never got any clear answer as to you know, who we're communicating with or what we're communicating with, or what happened there. You know, it's always been very vague, which is odd.
Yeah. A few more people commenting there. Joanne from Seekers of the Afterlife says the Athenaeum and the Scorpio is very active, great place to investigate. Yeah, that's a great place there as well. Shawnee Powers, he's the owner of he's part of the board of the Athenaeum there, and he's a great host there, a great person there. Mary from Back in Time says Shaw is a very active theatre there. Yes, it's theatres the places to go really. There, we did one there, and another one in Limerick, County Limerick, Kilmallock there, and there was a scene of a previous fire that happened there, and we were getting all burning sensations, and there was a couple of members of the staff were there watching what we were doing, and they were feeling this burning sensation, you know.
Yeah, really, really oddly, anytime we have been on the theatre, well, not every time, but we held a public investigation there, and we do the Estes method quite often, and the people that came to our public investigation there, they love the Estes method, so we let everyone have a go at doing it. And one of the common themes and words that people kept saying were like fire and flame and warm, you know, and we were kind of like, there was never any fire here. And it actually wasn't until afterwards that we found out that it had been the fever hospital. So, fire and burning, you know, anyone might have felt like they were on fire. So it was really, really weird. It was really cool that we were able to kind of discover that part of it.
Sure. Yeah, it's great when you find the stuff afterwards then, and that kind of links to it there. I was going to say that I suppose people forget then that people used to be able to smoke in theatres years ago then as well. You know. Joanne says, have either of you, I might touch on you, what kind of equipment and stuff you do for your investigations. People don't know. Joanne says, have either of you experienced scratch marks being pushed? If so, where?
I haven't been pushed, but I have been scratched on the back of the neck, and that happened in Cairndhu House. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's in Larne. It's an old.
Oh, Cairndhu, yeah.
It was an old. It was an old hospital as well. It's in a really, really bad state now. But yeah, I just felt like a burning or something on my neck, and then I put my hand and I could feel like it was burning, and then Kim looked, and it was there was a single scratch mark there.
It's personally myself, no, I've been scratched or pushed yet. I'm sure when my wife's birthday, a couple of weeks' time, it might be. Maybe says, was the building anything? Was the building anything else before, like a church or school? Sometimes when buildings have a different purpose before they collect souls, as you were saying there, it
was an old workhouse. Then it was the fever hospital, and now it's a library. So, yeah.
And the one in Limerick, Mary, if you're thinking about the one that we investigated, that was, I think it was a monks. It's called Friars Gate Theatre, and that was where there was a gateway for the monks to come in and out. So probably that's why. Probably like an old path, a walkway, as probably ley lines as well. Probably Helena, if she's still listening there, would know that as well. There, have any spirits followed either of you home?
Yeah. We never figured out where from. It's gone now. But especially very much at the start. I don't know if it's because at the start we were more scared, and I know that kind of energy probably attracts maybe more negative things that think they can attach themselves onto you. But I think now that we've gotten stronger and we're more confident in ourselves and we're not as scared, we haven't really had anything. A couple of months after investigating, we were having footsteps all around the house, upstairs, hearing banging, seeing things out of the corner of our eye, but they obviously lived with us for a while and decided it wasn't for them.
They could be after that. I know.
Yeah.
I remember myself though. I remember the first time starting it. I remember a couple of the new members that did start it as well. You get that feeling that I don't know, waking up in the middle of the night, seeing a figure at the end of the bed kind of scenario there.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because I was a Catholic, Roman Catholic, you know, born and raised there. So whatever I was doing, I felt probably unconsciously that it was wrong what I was doing. And, you know, and I felt this weird presence because we were at an abbey the night before on that night.
Yeah.
That when I went to bed that night, that was like, ooh, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, not.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll come home with me there. I got the virus there. I got on the toilet every 2 minutes. God help them. They've been in a boat with me. Alina says, an energy. Yeah, that's what I was talking to before. You see, tuning in there. Tune, Alina. Yeah, listening, the energy movement. Yeah, there we go. Joanne says, investigating a hospital asylum is on our team's bucket list. Yeah.
We've done an old hospital and an old asylum, but we have St. Bridget's is one of our number one at the minute that we want to get to. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's actually going to be happening in the next kind of couple of months.
Yeah, so, it'd be good to, and be great to see you down here, and hopefully we can come up to you then as well. There,
yeah, definitely.
Helena says, "Yep, listening." The end. Oh no, that's what I've just said. That's deja vu, anyway. Tanya says, "Hey, Jason." So I'm just going to show a bit more of the footage. This is from Tully Castle, I think it's in Fermanagh. I'll show the video and then we'll see what people think then as well. So here it is. This is from Tully Castle in County Fermanagh, and this is where KJ Hauntings were. Still playing. Sorry, a bit of delay there, but I hope you all saw that there, folks. So tell us what was happening there at Tully Castle there.
So
Jason.
That's Tully Castle in Fermanagh, and you actually can't get inside Tully Castle. The gates are all locked. So we went ahead with our investigation outside, but I always like to take a couple of photos of around the places that we are. That we can look through, and also, you know, we like to use for our thumbnails and our videos. We like to use nice pictures of the building, and that was literally 3 photos that I'd taken one after another. and obviously in the first video the first photo there's nothing there. In the second photo, there's what seems to be like a face, and in the third video, or the third photo, it looks like they're further down those stairs, but also facing out. So don't know what it is, or
It's very interesting. Very interesting because I look at that. I look at some photos there, and you're thinking, right, the people like investigators have only got one picture.
Yeah.
Or they've got it's you did the best you could to get a sequence of pictures of how it looked there, and you cannot, as we could all do it as paranormal investigators, it's hard to stand still in some places, as a ghost is not going to stand still for you. Apparently there as well. I don't know. I've never seen it, but if it's, I doubt they would stand still for you there. So keeping the camera still and taking shots is going to be hard. Just in that one spot all the time. So when it's spontaneous as it is, you have to do the best you can to keep it still. And
the camera was on a tripod, so that we always carry a tripod with us, because it's just the two of us. Well, a lot of the time it's just the two of us, so we carry a tripod so that we can both be on camera at the same time. So we had a tripod at that location, so that was
it's very impressive there, and it's something that it is worth commenting and talking about there as well. And it's something just to highlight something there. That's something that just needs to be questioned or talked about, as well.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people say, "Oh, it must have been someone in there," or which it could be. I'm not saying it. Well, you can't get in there. And I've had this kind of argument with a few people. I think when we put it up on another site, and people were saying, "Oh, it's clearly someone was in there," and I was trying to explain, no, we were the only people there. You couldn't. I mean, there was a really, really high up window that someone maybe could have climbed in, but we'd have known if someone was there. And
it's
that's
very unlikely. It's
really highly unlikely. And it was kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And our car was the only car in the car park. So it was just really interesting. But you'll always get people that, and I'm very much, we like to debunk as we go along, but you will always get people who just will flat out refuse to believe the evidence sitting in front of them. So
true. Myra says, isn't Tully Castle derelict?
It is, but it's actually still like quite a sound structure. But they've like gates on, or no, bars on the window and a gate. And they do have stairs. It's a metal staircase that's there. So they must have opened it, have it open at some stage for something. I'm not sure what.
I know it's one of those things that need to be talked about, which will probably lead into the next subject we're going to be talking about, KJ Hauntings channel in the second there. But before then, it's competition time. Sorry, there's the virus on me there. I'm gassy. So you in the competition, you had to find, it's a fairy path, and you had to find the fairy Clondin, and you had a choice of the tin whistle to try and find it, the lamp, the leaves, or the well. Now, Joanne, you were first up there, so if you can quickly type in one of those words, either the tin whistle, lamp, leaves, or well, one of those four. Jason, which one do you want to pick, bro?
The well.
Well. Okay. Well. And Joanne, and you did pick one for Kim as well.
Kim will have the tin whistle.
Tin whistle. Perfect. Good job you didn't say well again. A lot of people did. Joanne's picked tin whistle as well. So okay. So stay tuned at the end of the show. We'll find out there if you gone into the Halloween mega draw. So now we're gonna go and just talk about the KJ Hauntings channel there. Can you tell us there, Jason, there, how long does it take for, you mentioned it before, but how long does it take precisely to get a film up onto YouTube from an investigation?
It can vary, depending on how much footage we have. Certain locations, you end up staying longer at. If obviously you're getting good communication, you're going to stay longer. So all in all, say you spend 4 hours at a really good location. And then depending if you've used one or more angles of if you've used the camera for us and a camera pointing somewhere else with like a laser grid. It really does vary. And the editing process, we don't just chop and change the video. We have to go through every second of footage that we can.
And what type of experiments? What type of equipment do you use there? I've just got to mention that.
We have our K2 meter RAM pod. We really like the Estes method of communication. We do use a lot of apps, and I know people can be really skeptical of the apps, but we've had like some really bang on communication with using the apps. And we also think if we're expecting a ghost or a spirit to manipulate a K2 meter or a REM pod, then what's to say they can't manipulate the electronics on a phone? So
true, yeah.
So we just take each bit of communication as it comes with, whatever, with a pinch of salt. It just, depends. But we have had some bang on responses using the apps. We use the cat toys as well, the wee light up cat toys. We really enjoy them. So
and you were saying like we're going back to like I might not sound like I might be a bit at you at the moment there, but I'm going to be a bit dishy there. But like something like the cat toys, it's something I haven't used or practiced with before there, or used on investigation. Are they easy to light up?
It's the cat toys blow my mind. I really have to say. So they are motion activated, so they will only light up if you move them. So what we do is we sit them down as steady as we can get them. And the spirit doesn't actually move in the cat toy. They're actually able to manipulate the electronics inside the cat toy. They can move it if they want, but it's never happened with us so far. And now some places we've gone to, we went to a supposedly haunted B&B, but we didn't. It actually turned out it wasn't haunted. But we kept our cat toys on overnight and recorded them overnight, and they didn't go off once, like not even a single time. But we have had them go off on many investigations, and especially when we've asked for them, to go near them, much similar to say a REM pod or something,
True. If spirits are able to manipulate, kind of like as you said, like you can manipulate spirit boxes, they can manipulate televisions, intra ITC. I'm not going to say into transcommunication. I think it's like that. But if they're able to do that, then why not cat toys, that kind of stuff there, mobile phones, it's always that. And to be honest, there, like apps there, I'm 50-50. I won't use them myself because I've got I'll show you my phone now. It's an old phone. That's why I don't use them. I don't use them because of apps.
I'm sure you could come up with some sort of experiment using that phone. Like you could do something.
That's a vintage phone now, I don't use apps just because I can't afford a phone.
Yeah. Look, we are 50-50 on the apps as well. But we tend to stick to so I mentioned her already, but Amy's Crypt. They've brought out 2, or maybe is it 3 apps they have now, and I honestly feel like she is one of the legitimate people out there. I don't think there's any faking with her.
I'll come to that question in a minute. I've just got a few more shouts because I will ask you about something like that now.
Yeah.
Joanne Rebecca says, "Hi, hey Jason. Hi Joanne. How you doing?" Liz from RIP Island there. How you doing, Liz? How you doing?
Yes.
How you doing, sis? Myra says they can interfere with phones. Yeah, that's it. That definitely there. I think that's to do with spirits.
Yeah.
Viruses as well. I got that. I can interfere with. Yes, and vice versa, which is why I feel they're not reliable there. Yes, everyone's got their own opinion there. Like I was thinking, to be honest, I was on the wave of the don't work apps and all that. But then again, the way that they do work, I suppose, like the Negrophone and all that they do bring out the words of the location or bring out interesting words. That it actually does trigger some sort of conscious mind to come forward. That's not ours there. So it actually, these words are actually triggering something to actually happen there. So they are worth having there. That's why we call out. Having call out sessions, it's very valuable to have, like, you know.
Plus, you know, when you're climbing into perhaps an abandoned building and you don't have to lug a pile of equipment, and you know it's handy to just have your phone. And also we just, the price of some of the equipment these days, it's really hard to build up your you know, your equipment and your gear. I mean, REM pods, what they're going for at the minute, I think it's something nearly like 200 quid I'm seeing them for. I actually made my own REM pod recently, and we haven't got a chance to use it yet. So I'm looking forward to it. But I mean, I all the parts together, I think cost me 35 quid to build it, and people.
But then it's cheaper though to do it that way then as well.
Way cheaper to do it that way, yeah.
Going back to, so just as you were saying now, probably this is going to be the next question I'm going to ask. Is there much? Do you see like other YouTubers, like especially in the paranormal, do they do a lot of faking? Because I don't know myself, because I don't be on YouTube too much there. Does that happen a lot there?
I think it does, and you know, we watch some videos that, and I'm not going to say who they are, and you know, and they're getting like stuff, chairs being flipped over, and in every single video, and you're kind of like,
yeah, I know.
I'm not flat out saying they're faking. Like they could 100% not be faking. It could be real, but I'm just, you know, when every video something like a chair's being flipped or something's being moved, or you know, somebody's being pushed or scratched, and I just find it a bit odd.
I hope it wasn't the intro video to this show.
Yeah, that was it. That was all.
Go ahead, Jason.
It's just, yeah, and I know, you know, from us having to make our own videos, you're really hoping that something like that happens in every video, but it just doesn't. And we rely more on the communication through the devices rather than, you know, chairs flying all over the place. And I think it gives YouTubers, well, especially paranormal YouTubers, it gives us a bit of a bad name, especially, you know, among other paranormal investigation teams. Then I think don't like paranormal YouTubers because they feel like we're all faking it when we're not really, you know.
And the way I suppose, like I asked you there probably yesterday, does this do you get many do you get many calls, like private calls as well? Would you do that kind of stuff apart from the channel there?
Yeah, we have had a few people not really looking for advice more than anything. And we have had people asking us, you know, oh, would we come out and you know, keep us anonymous and stuff, but then they always maybe talk to their other half, and their other half's like, no, we're not. We're not finding out if there's anything going on in this house. But we would love to kind of get into that realm of that and doing people's private residences and, you know, being able to help people.
Yeah. I just come to a few. There's a couple of comments there. So Myra says, I was in the kitchen of a house when a friend phoned my mobile. Within a minute, my signal went screechy and switched it off. My friend phoned back immediately, shouting, "Are you all right? What's wrong?" I said nothing. The phone. Sorry, now completely. This is going to the phone. Are you right? What's wrong? I said the phone went screech and warble. She said, but I heard you calling. Help me, please help me. A man had died with an asthma fit about 8 years earlier in the kitchen.
Wow.
So it's an incident that happened years ago, then 8 years ago, and it was something to do with the signal screechy and the phone went off. And the friend was on the other side of the phone. It can happen a lot there with telephone anomalous occurrences can happen then and be reported all over history, and there's been great scientific studies done on it as well.
Yeah.
Dr. Scott Rocco did something on it there as well. I think Dr. Cal Cooper wrote up about it there recently there. But mobile phone. I know Jenny from Emerald Isle, she's doing stuff on that as well. They're using the phone in investigations. Telephone experiment.
Wow. Yeah.
But they do happen a lot. Joanne says, no point in anyone faking responses activity. Credibility is important. That's totally right there, Joanne. Joanne Rebecca says, I've seen a few on YouTube and one recently, and not naming them, but they have bored me and they look fake or no reaction of any kind. KJ Hauntings are 100% real. Love watching your shows. Yous are real thing. Yeah, it's great. And it's like I don't go on YouTube much there, but if I was going to go on YouTube, I watch yourselves there, you know. So we
very much try to debunk as we go, and you know we don't take ourselves too seriously. We honestly we enjoy getting out and about. We enjoy I enjoy the editing process. The whole thing has just been really, really great for both me and Kim's mental health, and especially during lockdown. You know, it really helped us getting out and about and making videos, and then for people to actually be enjoying them was just a bonus.
Yeah, it's great, and it's something, you know. If you feel passionate about and you love doing it, it's the interest of what you got. Is what the hell, you know, and you know everyone's going to disown. I mean, you know, there's always going to be people trying to bring people down anyway there in this life there, which, you know, as long as you're happy, that's the main thing there, you know, as well, Jason. So what are your plans for the future for KJ Hauntings?
Well, in the immediate future, we are hoping to expand further down south. As I said, like we want to travel, do more of Ireland. It's just hard at the minute, you know, cost of traveling and finding places to stay. We also have a few things lined up over in the UK in August.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, so we're going over to meet up with a few teams over in Manchester and Stoke-on-Trent.
Oh, cool! Used to live around there.
Oh, cool! Any suggestions of where to go?
Stoke, the potteries. There's a potteries there. There's the pottery, there's a red brick building there. I think there's been on a few TV shows of potteries. Yeah, that's supposed to be one of the places in Stoke. That's supposed to, I don't know how you get in there, but it's worth. Shrewsbury as well. Jail. Shrewsbury Jail is another place.
Jail. Yeah. And then we are also doing our Halloween event again. So last year we actually went to Rams Island and we filmed on Rams Island for 2 nights. And then we screened the video that we made in the Waterside Theatre and made it like an hour and a half long special. And yeah, that was a great success. So we're going to be doing that again.
I thought you said scream then. And I'm going to Ram's Island soon, so hopefully I'm not going to be screaming there. Like
Ram's Island was great. You know what? It's an absolutely gorgeous place during the day. It's a bit more spooky at night.
Oh, great! Thanks for that, Jay. Just a few more questions there. So, is it worthwhile? Is it worth, like, say, is it worthwhile for collecting evidence for the footage, doing it all for the public? Is it worthwhile doing it? Have you feeling that you're getting enough pay, like appraisals from everyone?
Well, we didn't intend, starting it, we didn't intend to do it for any sort of monetary gain or even any kind of praise. We did it just because it was more because we loved Derry and we loved the history of Derry, and then, as I said, it was just an added bonus that people really enjoy it. And now that is what keeps us going, is we have to do it because there's people expecting our video out on a Sunday night. Because there is some nights I would come home from work and it's like, oh, now I have to go and go stand in a cold graveyard for a couple hours, and so yeah, we it's great to do it for the fans as well.
Is it as you said, like, does it have to be on a Sunday night? As in, do you make sure it's on a Sunday night, and do you do it every so often so that you keep it going?
Well, at the minute we're posting on a Sunday night every 2 weeks rather than weekly. Just with, obviously, it was easy to do it weekly during lockdown because I was on furlough. But obviously now I'm back at work, so it's a wee bit harder. So we went back to on a Sunday night every 2 weeks. But they say on YouTube that people prefer content that comes out at the same time every
schedule on a schedule. Yeah.
So people prefer watching channels that have a proper schedule rather than posting every so often.
True, yeah. There's a routine, I suppose, about it then as well.
Yeah, it's just like you would sit down to watch a TV show that comes out on a Thursday night.
That's not what Netflix is all about.
That's not what Netflix has ruined that. I think it's maybe that's why people enjoy it so much, because they know, oh, Sunday nights are this.
But then you can watch whatever you want and how many far ahead you want as well. Liz says Gladstone Pottery. So yeah, I think it's that one there. Yeah, so it's supposed to be very lot of mishap there. I think it has to do with people, hot and cold conditions. That's what reminds me in the head there. Because of potteries with the hot ovens and all that. Joanne says the subject of the panel is quite addictive. We love nothing more than sitting in a graveyard with flasks of coffee.
Oh yeah, definitely. I do love it. I do love what sometimes, like, as I say, when I'm finished work and I'm like, I have to go and do this now. But then when I get there, I'm like, I'm having a ball, and we are loving it. So
yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it is. I think everyone's got that common ground. Anything to do with the paranormal, that if you're investigating it or just loving it, you're just, it's that little bit of just going to a place there. That's amazing. Like anywhere. Oh my God, a flask of coffee. Why have we not got the fucked pot? I don't know if that's a swear word. That's on Catherine.
So Catherine comes out with us on some, but I don't know why we never bring flasks of coffee and tea. We usually just grab a coffee on the way to where we're going, but that might be one for the books now, is to remember to bring a hot flask of coffee.
Yeah, I don't drink much coffee. I'll be going to the toilet every 2 minutes.
I know. Probably not the best thing in case you get a fright.
Coffee. Anyway, I'm going down that way there. So I'm going, before I come back to you there, Jason, with the how people can contact you there. We're just going to go to the competition. So
yes.
Jason, you picked the well.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to check this out. Is it the well? I don't know which one this is. It could be the well. I don't know if you all got that there. Like, I don't know if you heard that. That was the tin whistle anyway. So those who picked the tin whistle, which was you picked it for Kim anyway. Well done, Jason.
Kim, yeah.
Yeah, so Kim, you're in the draw. I know you can't, you might not be able to hear me there. And Joanne, you're in the draw. Finally, we got somebody who's in the draw. Kim and Kim and Joanne.
Yeah.
I'm sorry there, Bo. Jason, Bo. But anyway, we'll you know, the well was unfortunate there. We can't the well. I'll just show you what the well was there. Just 1 second there. Here it goes. Here's the well. I don't know. The well might be buried. There's no water in the well. There it is. I don't know. Anyway. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Kim and Joanne, you're in the draw. So just a few more shout outs there. Bridget says, Bridget from Singers of the Afterlife, we love graveyards. Some same spirits don't stay at graveyards, but for us that is not true. We always bring coffee. Gotta go. I need a cup of coffee now in a minute there. It's making me thirsty. Liz says every investigation is a learning experience for those attending, learning how to listen to the building and the surroundings you're in, and you're heightening your senses. Yeah, that's true. It's a learning experience on every investigation there, you know. And I suppose like I'm just thinking of the afternoon there a couple of months ago there, you know, something interesting happened, like unexplainable happened, and you know it figured me again, revitalized me again into wanting to know more, like into the paranormal. So you know, it's never a done deal, like, you know, and there's always different places that have different experiences.
You get different things from different places. We recently done the Hellfire Club, and to be honest, we didn't have a great night. We got very little in the way of communication. We travelled the whole way down to Dublin to visit, you know, one of the most haunted places in Ireland, and we were really, really disheartened with everything that had happened that night. But the night after, we on a whim went into the theatre with a friend of ours who does paranormal investigations. We let him into the theatre for the night, and we had a cracker night that night. And it when you have a really good night, it really does get your hopes up again, and gets you really, yeah, this is what it's for.
Yeah, I just had the shit out, got calling out me, but well,
yeah.
But you know, it does, you know. Jason, how can people contact you there? Your email address or?
Yeah, so we're KJ Hauntings at gmail.com is our email. We also have a website, which is www.kjhauntings.com. And you can find us on all social media platforms, from Facebook through to TikTok, and then obviously on YouTube. And if you are checking us out on YouTube, remember to hit the subscribe button.
And just go on about what we've got ourselves on the GhostÉire channel as well. In 2 weeks' time, we've got Sandra Mariah Wright and Leanne Marama from Massachusetts, and they're going to be chatting about candle magic, awakening the crystals, and the psychic tea show. So Sandra and Leanne will be on a couple of weeks' time. So just a few more shout outs there. Joanne says Massey Woods at the back of the Hellfire Club is an interesting place to investigate.
Yeah. Must add it to my list.
And Catherine Hazlitt says, yeah, there we go. So
oh, brilliant. Thank you, Catherine.
Come on, Catherine. So I'm not that quick on the fingers here. That's why I got this phone.
Oh,
I barely fit it.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's great, and thank you for everyone participating tonight. I hope you, we're going to watch your vision now, see how everything's got on there.
Yeah.
Ukraine, so we don't know who's going to win it. I don't know. So I'm surprised we didn't get through to it. She was great. They're booked. It's. I think it's all the voting. It's these apps, you see. I can't do that. I can't vote for anyone.
You'll have to get it near your phone.
But that's it there, folks. So we won't see you next time. We'll see you in the near distance. Goodbye, folks, for now. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.